What's going on, everyone? So we just finished the Batman Xbox. Mine is probably doing something with the DVD drive because I don't like how you can see that through it. Anyway, I took the fan off of our eyeball Xbox, 200mm fan, so that we can take this all the way off, and we're going to go ahead and clean up our edges here and sand a little bit more off the back so that that sits on there better. We've got our blue temperature display in, connected to basically a 3-pin extender. This is where our big fan plugs into, but now we'll plug this in and then the fan. That way we can power our temperature display, which will go about right here. Then I already drained all the fluid out. Then we need to take this fitting off, and we're going to put this one in between there. That way we've got an extra plug for our temperature sensor. So that'll be spliced in, and then that should be pretty much it. Then we'll be able to put it all back together, fill it up again. I think I want to use, I don't know how much I have left, but the UV blue fluid. That way it still looks, it's clear, but with our UV light under it, it should light this up pretty cool. So yeah, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and sand this. And then we'll come back in and install everything else. Alright, so I got a little carried away with doing stuff. I also meant to film something else, but I didn't actually hit record, so that's hilarious. Now, anyway, I put the temperature display in. Let's see, you can see the screen in between those two blades there. Or if I spin this, maybe, you can kind of see the screen there. Anyway, I cleaned up some of the edges around here, got this to fit better, and what else did I do? Oh, we installed, of course, that multi-port fitting in there. Now, I did fill it up with distilled water and the clear UV blue fluid, and then I discovered I had a very small leak, and really it just had to do with using these bigger zip ties instead of the smaller ones. And that was only a problem going in to the pump, I believe, or coming out of the pump. Going into the pump, I think. I don't even know the orientation of that now. Anyway, so just a very small leak there, so I had to snip that off and put a smaller zip tie on it. Otherwise, it did leak a little bit on the board, and that was a good thing that I used the UV fluid, because I just used my UV flashlight and I could see exactly where it had dripped. Clean that up, let it dry overnight, put it all back together again, but I'm all out of the blue fluid now, so I put the UV pink fluid in there, which I think still looks pretty cool. It's not filled up quite all the way yet. As you can see here, I was doing a little kind of back and forth test between, this is also a Jasper, but it just has an upgraded heatsink and the 40mm fan on the inside. This one obviously has a lot more going on. Now this one topped out at about 40 Celsius, and so far I hadn't tested this one too much. It did, like I said, when I first discovered the slight leak, it turned on still, it was fine. It just, the controller wouldn't like really sync to it. So anyway, after I let it dry and clean up the little spot and fix the leak and all that, refilled it up, everything's fine now. So I'm gonna go ahead and I got this one plugged in, so I'm gonna plug this one in instead, and we'll fire it up, let you see everything working, and see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up very well, but you can read the temperature through the fan while it's on, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, the temperature on this one, while I was testing Need for Speed Carbon for a couple hours, it wasn't much better than this one, to be honest, but keep in mind this one has the two fans in the back that are definitely pushing more air than the two little 50mm fans on their radiator, and it has a 12-volt fan, which this one does move a lot of air for how small it is. Everything here is 5 volts, and that was just to keep like the noise down mostly, and I just didn't think it was necessary to go 12 volts, but I am curious to plug these back ones on the radiator into 12 volts, see if that sucks a lot more air out of the back, and just see if they're louder. I'm pretty sure that This one, even at 12 volts, is pretty much silent, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, let's plug this in. Alright, so the camera picks up the blades a little bit more than what you would see in person. You can see we're at about 24. It's going up a little bit, but you can see the temperature there. That's pretty cool. See, this is working. The camera also makes it look like this is flickering. You can't see that in person. So, but as you can see here, I'm going to use that. Just got this flash drive here because it's easier to move this back and forth between the slim and the fat 360s. But yeah, everything seems to be working fine. It is pretty much completely silent. I mean, when there's a game loaded and the DVD drive is going, I mean, that's just the loudest thing, and even that is pretty quiet on this system, which is nice. You can hear the slight little hum of the pump, but the fans don't make any noise at all. But like I said, I don't know, I might want to try either hooking this one up to 12 volts. I don't want to put them all to 12, but maybe just one of them along with where our UV strip is plugged into. Maybe just plug one of the fans into that, or get a little splitter on where the pump goes in. Either one of those is 12 volts. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and keep testing this out a little bit. Probably won't show much more since this one's pretty much, right now, is pretty much good to go. Let's see, we've got our blue and pink ring of lights. We've got our pink fluid, blue lights here, blue lights up here, blue lights on the controller. This controller, I think, is just going to kind of go with this system. It's got the clear and the blue. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And so the next project, like I said, I was back and forth on selling this one. What I'm going to do is water cool the other Xbox that I have. Like I said, I only have 2 of these water blocks left that fit the Fat 360. I'm only going to sell one of them. The other one I am keeping. I will not get rid of it. Sorry, it's not going to happen. You cannot get these XSPC specific 360 fat water blocks anymore. Now you can get other water blocks to fit, but you would pretty much have to get rid of the DVD drive or move it around or something like that. These are super thin and meant to fit underneath the DVD drive, so that's that. Now, like I said, the other one, this one's pretty like eye candy, just obnoxious. It's got the clear, the glow in the dark, the raindrop, giant fan, UV stuff, blue lights everywhere. See the back with the raindrop effect. Now the other one is going to be pretty much the total opposite. It's going to be more on more of this kind of vibe, but hopefully even more low key, I guess, like a stealthy build. I'm going to use the different type of pump, so it will kind of stick out a little bit, the DDC pump, but I have an all black top for it. I'll probably use the bottom part of the shell. I'll probably still use the smoke clear case. Now the top part of the case, as we've seen in other videos, I've used that one many times and it's completely cut out and it's a little too much. I'll probably just use on the top side the other Elite top case and just cut out the spot for our pump, reservoir, maybe another intake fan somewhere, but it's going to be all black, everything. Like I said, black pump, black reservoir. I might still do a window, but I ordered this two-way mirror film so that the plan is when it's off, even with the temperature displays, mounted like here, for example, a window, everything black, it's still going to be all black, but then when you turn it on, it'll have the UV lights, the UV fans that are different colors in the back, and all of a sudden the mirror on the outside will become see-through and you'll be able to see everything going on. So that's kind of the plan for that other one, and then either that one or this one will be for sale. Yeah, we will just see. And then other than that, the last project I really have before taking on some more client orders or planning some other kind of build, which I do plan to do, like the Series um, Series S, Series X, like the newer systems. PS5 is still really on the fence, just because of the type of heatsink that has, where it covers almost the whole motherboard, and it just needs some real extreme cooling. Now, EK made a water block finally. They just came out with one for the PS5, but it cost as much as the disc version system. So, yeah, that one's still going to be on the back burner for now. Um, as you know, you can just throw any of these into a PC case and you can do whatever you want to them. I like to try to make it, like this one for example, it can go upright and horizontal, just like my Slim, just like the Stealth build will. Obviously the Xbox One S isn't meant to go sideways to begin with. It doesn't do that, so that one doesn't work that way. But anyway, the other build is my personal Xbox One S, which will be red and white and pretty much a really extreme version of the budget build one. And then other than that, I just plan to sort of rebuild my Slim, my 360 Slim, and my PS3 Slim. On the PS3, we're going to swap out the black radiator for a blue one, and we're going to swap out the clear reservoir for a blue XSPC passive reservoir. And then, yeah, then we're going to get working on some other fun builds. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.